So, very good afternoon to all. We are going to start this session now. So, everyone, please confirm. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
So, let's start this session. So, first half, what we discussed, we discussed that how we create a Windows virtual machine. This time, we are going to create Linux virtual machines, and we going to check that how it works. So going this, the same process is exactly same. Why we prefer this Linux computer? Obviously, we know that Linux machine is a more secure and have a less space is required. It's not a graphical user interface support is no support is required. So it's a less space consumed, more secure. So we prefer to go with the Linux. And in this case, how we make a cloud-based Linux instance, how we post it, that things we will learn this time. So one thing that already mentioned by previous that mentioned by G. Datta sir, that is we are going to take attendance for first half and second half. Both the sessions attendance will take this second half, and for that please inform your friends to attend this second half session. And I will take attendance after completion of this first assignment, means the first topic we cover. Uh, After that, we will take attendance. So this instance creation process is exactly same as previous. So, but this time we are going to install some different instances. So for this reason, we go with the launch instance options, and we write here. I'm writing there my Nira's virtual PC, or so name is not a matter, whatever you put here. This time, rather than selecting any other instance, we prefer to go with the first one, default Amazon Linux. And after this, we need to go with next option, that is, we need to write a key pair. This time, we need to create a key pair this way. Suppose we write here name like this, key pair 2. And when we're going to install Windows in Linux instance, we preferably go with the TPK, Putty private key, and create TPA. As it's not allowed, I need to create again because I'm not able to download this key here. I again need to create a key and we create it. So it's now downloaded. I here automatically select this HTTP that in future we can able to go with this server, Linux server. So after that, we just click on this launch instance. So till now, everything is same. But to log in with your Linux instance, you need to do additional steps. You need to download Putty software. So to download it, go with this Putty website. So this go with this putty.org and download Putty software. Download this one and install it. So complete this process and inform me whenever it's done. Download Putty software that link and confirm me whenever download is done. So we are waiting here for your response. Please download software, Putty software, and inform me whenever it's done. Is it okay? Whenever it's download complete, please respond to me. Then we proceed with the next part. So I wait here 2 to 3 minutes. Please do the thing within that time. So please confirm everyone whenever it's done. Download this Putty software, and if the download process is complete, inform me. Then I show rest of the process. Yes, now writing that it's done. So after downloading and installing it, you get here with three options in your computer. Open this Putty software. Now here you need to paste the IP address. We need to go it again. Select this one. This time using this public IP address and putting it here. Next is that we need to go with the authentication. For that we use the SSI authentication, and then we browse our PPK file. Now open, and if you go with this way you can able to log in. Just use it here EC2 hyphen user. So this is your Linux account started. So can you able to complete it? If you face any issue, any of the point, ask me. I give you another 5 minutes time to complete this process. This way we can able to easily create a Linux instance. So we will wait here for 2 minutes. If you ask me to repeat it, I will repeat. Otherwise, I will go with the next step whenever you respond. Complete the process. If you ask me, I will repeat. So can you repeat the once? Okay, I repeat it again. So how to create a Linux instance that states in the. So the same way, we go with a create a simple instance. I will not repeat the instance creation part. This time we are creating a Linux instance If you want, I repeat. So may I need to create a repeat the Linux creation instance creation part or how to connect with Putty that part? Aditya, please respond. So I hope it's clear. So starting from Putty part, Putty, Putty. So this actually we're writing here. Here we need to paste IP address, public IP address. Then within SSH, you need to go to the authentication section. Then you get these options. Within that, you need to write Putty private key, this one, and open it, and it appear this way. Right. Just these things you need to do, and here you need to write a login as EC2 hyphen user. This way we can able to log in. Okay. So complete it and inform me whenever it's done. So how much time it take? Is it done? Okay, I provide you another 2 to 3 minutes. So up to this, how we create basic instance. Now within this instance, we want to host a web page. Now the question is how we host a instance. So the last time what we do, we go with the IIS server. This time uh, we want to install in this Linux space, that is a server, that is uh, we need to install server, that is a HTTP server we need to install. Last time we used to IIS server. So we need to write sudo yum install httpd, and it's now asking for yes or no. We go with the yes option, and it's installed. Now we need to start the service sudo service httpd start. Now we create a HTTP server here. Now within this HTTP server, we now introduce index page, index.html. So what we need to write sudo virtual editor vi var www html. We want to create here the page that is index.html. So that page we want to create here. Okay. So that will appear this virtual window. Now within this virtual window, we need to write a command that is the HTML code. By inserting I, we write HTML code here. So this way we go with escape colon WQ enter, and we'll restart the service sudo service httpd restart. The service restarted. So everything is fine. Now we need to check if this public IP will work or not. So still it's working the same way as previous, right? So may I need to write the all the coding commands. If you want to follow, we go with the thing. So we write all the commands whatever is written this in this Linux instance. So first we write a sudo yum install etcd. Next we install sudo service httpd start. Now sudo yum install, sorry, after installing we need to write a sudo virtual editor root directory here within the www folder, within that html folder we need to create index.html file, and within that we need to write a html code. After that, so if you want to go with the insert mode, click I for insert mode. Now write down HTML code here, HTML code section. Next we will go with the escape command. Now we need to write colon WQ exit button. Right. So these are the things you need to write. So what is the HTML code? We are writing a simple HTML code, that is this one. That also I'm writing here. HTML tag, opening tag, H1 opening tag. Then whatever you run right here, H1 closing tag, and then HTML. So this way we complete. So can you able to complete it? Do you understand? So it may be take us several minutes. I'll put it here. So whenever it's done, inform me. If you have any difficulties to understand, then also ask me. I share all the codes. If you have any issue, any of the point, ask me. So please complete it. And obviously, if your server is offline, not working for a long, then it's out of service. So please complete the things and inform me. I give you another 5 minutes and then go with the next one. Is it done? Please confirm everyone. It's almost 5 minutes over. Anyone have any questions regarding this? Are you able to make this page? Until you responded, how we understand what is your status? Hopefully, one or two students already have this account. Please confirm these students. Are you able to complete it or not? Yeah, Ronak, can you share your web page link that actually you created this web server public IP address in that case? So please inform your friends to join. Now we take a attendance and then go for a next part. If anyone have any queries, ask me. In the meantime, all of you please complete your this task. If anyone have any question, this is the coding section. So what is the code you need to write? You need to go with. So we wait for. I am doing on mobile, so I am following. Okay, so let's take attendance for you. Sumona Burman, Sumona Burma, Sumona Burma is present here. Please provide your attendance if you are present. Ujjwal Kumar, Yasha Khan,
Present, sir.
Subroni Das,
Yes, sir.
Ovik Shaha,
Present, sir.
Shivam Nandi, Shivam Nandi, Somo Chakraborty, Somo Chakraborty, Suraj Kumar,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Aditya Shekhar Das,
Yes, sir. Present.
রিতম সাহা,
Present, sir.
আমান কুমার রায়,
Yes, sir.
পূজা হোরে,
Present, sir.
প্রিয়া পাল, শ্রেয়া কুন্ডু,
Present, sir.
অভিষেক রয়,
Present, sir.
ঐশী ভট্টাচার্য,
Present, sir.
আকাশ তালুকদার,
Present, sir.
Sir, Priyapol present.
yeah, with
স্যার আমার মাইক ইস্যু হচ্ছিল তাই প্রিয়াপল প্রেজেন্ট।
Priya who already present provided, attendance provided. Bunty Mondol,
Yes, sir.
স্যার না আপনি অ্যাবসেন্ট লিখেছেন, প্রেজেন্ট হবে।
এই তো প্রেজেন্ট দেখতে পাচ্ছি তো তোমার।
প্রিয়াপল।
ও গজলুর রহমান,
Present, sir.
গৌরব সাউ,
Present, sir.
ইশিকা দাস,
Present, sir.
কুমার পৃথ্বীরাজ,
Present, sir.
মোহাম্মদ তারিক,
Present, sir.
প্রহর্ষ রাজ,
Present, sir.
রাজু চ্যাটার্জি,
Present, sir.
রৌনক রাজ,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
সৌরভ শেখর,
Present, sir.
Sir, what about the second half?
yeah, I will take attendance later. সৌরভ শেখর,
Present, sir.
সায়ন্তিকা দুবে,
Present, sir.
স্নেহা চক্রবর্তী,
প্রেজেন্ট স্যার।
সোহম সাহা, সৌম্যজিৎ ধর,
Present, sir.
সৌভিক দাস,
Yes, sir.
সুব্রত মজুমদার,
Present, sir.
সুব্রত মজুমদার is already given us.
Sir, Shubhamoy Das?
Present.
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Sujoy Rana.
Present, sir.
Don't leave this session. We take a second half attendance later of this part session.
Sir, hello, sir.
হ্যাঁ,
স্যার 11 তারিখ আমি সেকেন্ড হাফে প্রেজেন্ট ছিলাম, বাট আমার এখানে অ্যাবসেন্ট দেওয়া আছে।
ওটা
Yes,
তো
sir. Yes, sir. Me
সৌভিক
too.
ওটা তো আর একজন স্যার নেন, তিনি নিয়েছেন। তো উনি যখন আবার নেবেন কালকে বা পরের দিন ক্লাস, তখন ওনাকে বলে উনি দিয়ে দেবেন, ঠিক আছে?
ওকে
Okay,
স্যার।
মুনমুন, মুনমুন আর ইউ দেয়ার? আকাশ চ্যাটার্জি,
Yes, sir.
এস কে রাজিন আইজাজ,
Present, sir.
নীলাদ্রি ধর,
Present, sir.
জ্ঞানেন্দ্র কুমার,
Yes, sir.
সায়নী ভট্টাচার্য,
Present, sir.
শুভঙ্কর রয়, সুদেষ্ণা পাল,
Yes, sir.
উদয়ন রায়চৌধুরী,
প্রেজেন্ট স্যার।
অনন্য অনন্য
না স্যার, উজার।
অনন্য নাইয়া,
Present, sir.
সাত্বিক দত্ত, সাত্বিক দত্ত, অনুষ্কা মাইতি,
Present, sir.
অনন্যা নাইয়া।
Sir, present.
দুবার তোমার নাম আছে এখানে।
Yes.
শুভায়ু ঘোষ,
Present, sir.
শ্রেয়সী চৌধুরী,
Present, sir.
সায়নী ভট্টাচার্য,
Present, sir.
প্রিয়াঙ্কা ভট্টাচার্য, সুদেষ্ণা পাল,
Yes, sir. স্যার আমার ওইখানে 11th-এ অ্যাবসেন্ট দেওয়া আছে, বাট আমার দুটো সেশনেই অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স ছিল। এটা কি নেক্সট দিন স্যারকে বলতে হবে?
সুদেষ্ণা পাল।
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
তোমার তো
11।
প্রতিদিনই তো প্রেজেন্ট দেখতে পাচ্ছি আমি।
ও না, আরেকটা মানে আমার এখানে দুবার নাম দেওয়া আছে। এই যে উপরে যেখানে আমার আরেকবার অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স জায়গা আছে ওখানে।
ঠিক আছে, একটা অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স পেলেই তো হলো, দুটো অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স দিয়ে কি হবে?
ঠিক আছে স্যার।
স্যার আমার ওই নেট স্লো বলে স্যার প্রিয়াপল প্রেজেন্ট সেকেন্ড হাফেও।
Sir. Hello, sir.
আমি সেকেন্ড হাফের গুলো পরে সেকেন্ডে দেবো, পরে আবার নেবো অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স, কারণ অনেকে বেরিয়ে যাচ্ছে দেখলাম, তো তাই জন্য সেকেন্ড হাফেরটা পরেই নেবো।
Sir, Shivam Nandi present, sir.
কি নন্দী?
Shivam Nandi, first আছে sir. 5 নম্বর।
স্যার সৌম্য চক্রবর্তী প্রেজেন্ট।
सौम्य चक्रवर्ती,
यस सर।
तुम्हारा नाम है सौम्य चक्रवर्ती?
यस सर।
Okay, let's go with our topic. So we already create a Linux-based server, and for Linux-based server, these are the commands we use. So if we go with this command, so first thing is that if you check, we use sudo yum install httpd. So to install HTTP server, we need to use this. And not only install, we also start this service. So we go with the HTTP start. Next we go with the sudo, then virtual editor, that is vi, then that is a var, that's a root directory. Then www, this is actually where we want to put, and within that www we have a root HTML folder. Within that we want to create a page that is index.html. But here is a question: if we write a name instead of writing index, then it will not work. What do you think? If we not write the name of our HTML file index, and particularly use case of why we write index here? Anyone have an idea that things why we write index here? Anyone have any idea why we write the index? You are from which department? You all are from which department? Can you tell me? Are you all from computer, sir?
No, sir.
Yes.
No,
Which
sir.
department? Which department? Computer
Sir,
science.
electrical.
Electrical department. Okay, okay, okay. So you all are from electrical. So how many of you have a basics idea about
No, sir. Some of
yeah?
them are CSC. Like I am from CSC, sir.
Okay,
Like
okay.
some
So
of them are from CSC, some of them are from ECE.
okay, okay. This is a mixed batch. So number of students are there from different branches.
Exactly, sir. Yes.
Okay, okay. So the thing is that how many of you already have a experience with the hosting a website? Anyone have any web? So all of you are from fourth year, right? Or there is also a mixture of third year, second year also with there.
So we are
Yes, sir.
from
Third year.
third year.
Okay, third year. Maximum students are from third year. Okay, so the thing is that here Linux. How many of you familiar with the Linux? So the thing is that in this case, Linux, when we are going to host a web page or anything, or any notepad is not there in Linux. So how we write? We have options. This virtual editor, that is here. It's written. We are using vi. Otherwise, you may go with a nano command, sudo nano, or you may use a sudo touch. So different way you can able to create this virtual means notepad like environment, and you may write and save. This is the first point. Second point is that this when we going to host the website, in this website we have options like this. Index.html. Why index.html? Anyone have an idea why index.html we prefer? What is specialty of why we prefer to write an index command? Anyone have any idea? Why we go with the index command?
No, sir.
So when you host any web page, obviously you host this web page using server, and that server default page is that index page. Right, server default page is that basically index page. So basically index page actually hosting the information, the default page. But if you write some different page, suppose the same window, if I going to save using different name, so I'm writing here sudo. Okay, this will shut it down. We again start it and show the things. So what happened if we save it using different name? So we again write the putty. We are pasting the IP address here, authenticate it. We write it EC2-users, and here we write a sudo service. Sorry, sudo, we write here sudo. We know that sudo yum install httpd, if we write, it says that it's already installed. So sudo vi var slash www slash html slash, then we write a, suppose instead of writing index, we write that e dot html. So we save it as a different name and go with the insert mode, writing something different. We save it different using different name. And now we go with the escape colon WQ, enter. Okay. Okay, I just skip it. Escape colon WQ, enter. Okay, I again, so it may be putty errors there. I again write a putty command. So we write this way, we save it and start the service again. Now, if you go with the web page with the same IP address, the default page is index, and due to that, it goes to this things. But as we save it as a a.html, now we put a a.html, then it's reached to the second page. So the thing is that whatever we write in default page, we don't need to write. So if we write here, suppose index.html, that also leads to this page, right? So default page always, if we save any page using index, that actually goes to default. But if you want to go with any other name, that also work, but you need to mention that page name. Is it clear what I want to say, or may I need to repeat? Please response to everyone. Is it clear, or may I need to repeat these things?
So can you repeat that why we are writing .html?
.html.
Yes. Like we are using HTML, but that's why we are writing. But why we are putting a.html?
No, no. A dot. We actually saving. Actually, I am going to anything. We that A is not a mandatory. Means my point is that if we save other than index.html, then what happened? So we consider the sample things, that is we taking as a. Not necessarily you must need to go with a. We just want to show if you going to save other than index command, then what happened and why we always writing there index page. That actually I defined. Is it clear? A,
Yes.
you may write anything in space of A. Not necessarily you need to write A. So obviously the same way, if you understand what we do, we terminate this service again. But before terminating it, we want to say the thing is that the website, whatever we used here, this is a Linux website, that's fine. And any websites, if we want to check, what we need a domain name. So if you go with, scroll down little bit, you find out here DNS. So this is the private DNS name is there and public DNS name is there. So even if you write this DNS IP address, then also it will work. So if we put here this DNS, then also it will work. Right. So anything you, but the thing is that DNS is fine, but this DNS is not look like great. So if we want to go with our own DNS domain name like Google or other things, how we go with? In this AWS, we have options to provide or purchase domain name. So first of all, let's go with that options, domain name options. How you assign a domain name using this. So this domain name assignment fall into network and this, and within that we have a service that is Route 53. Using Route 53, we can able to assign our desired domain name. Means whatever the domain name we want, we may assign from this. Like so, Route 53 have a lots of functionalities. Within that, we want to provide a domain name like suppose we want to go with a DNS name, create a DNS name. Traffic management is there. So we want to go with the registered domain using Route 53. So suppose we are going to write some domain name. Suppose GIS Univ. So there is a domain name we want to purchase. So let's check. Is it available? Yeah, it's available. But in the cost of this domain name, check it. You need to pay $12, $5. So minimum is that just Univ, GIS Univ, the $5. So minimum price you need to pay $5 means 350 rupees, right, per year. So if you go with this cloud-based domain name. But the thing is that this is actually a little bit costly, respect to this other. So you, if you pay 99 and that kind of, so domain name is varied time to time. So you may purchase domain from this AWS Route 53, or you may purchase it from outside any website. But the main question is that this domain name you need to connect with your server, running server. So you have a server hosted in this actual domain, that is that holding that IP address. So what you do after purchasing the domain, you need to tag this IP address. But the thing is that if you observe this AWS, this IP address not available forever. So if you want to maintain something, for that some of the cases you stop this IP address for some time. Right. What happened in that case? After stopping it, if you go with the stop option, if you stop it, and now if you go with these options, still it's stopping. So as you find out this thing, so whenever it stopped, it automatically lost its IP address, public IP address. So for a server, if you don't have a, if it's lost the IP address, that's fine. But whenever we again restart it, it acquires new IP address. It's actually acquire a new IP address. So whenever you start, it's acquire a new IP. So the main problem is that, okay, that's very good. You host a website, but that website IP address is changed every moment. Suppose this Google, first day you need to log in with a visitor Google site like google.com. Second day you need to log in with this, want to visit a Google, then you need to write a some different name. So is it allowed? Is it not feasible? So if IP address change every time, that also a very problematic. Right, we can't able to identify proper IP address if it's lost every time. So what we need to do for that case, we need to go with another kind of IP address that is called here elastic IP. So elastic IP address actually sustained for long. If you make any mistake with this elastic IP address, they are also in our elastic IP address actually a chargeable one. And that elastic IP address you may keep it with you forever, and you need to pay for this elastic IP address. And elastic IP address, obviously, you may connect with any of the services. So that is separately you purchase elastic IP, and you may connect with your desired instance, desired services of cloud services. Now the question is that this elastic IP, another problem is that if this elastic IP you acquired but it's not used, then elastic IP also penalize you for not in use. So elastic IP using is very difficult, or it's a very means if it's not required serious things, if it's not very means until you require elastic IP, you don't go with the elastic IP page. Otherwise, it's charged you. Now, next thing is that if we go with our instance, again, we go with our instance. You see to that. So what are the options you receive when you go with the EC2 dashboard? there is for each of the computer, you get always two sets of IP address at least. One is that private IP address, one is the public IP address. So can you tell me what actually the use of this public IP address? What's the use of the private IP address? What's the difference between the two? Any idea? Anyone have an idea what is the private IP? What's the public IP? What's the difference between public and private? Anyone? Please tell me.
सर प्राइवेट आईडी मतलब ये मतलब जो लोकल में होता है और पब्लिक जो लोकल के आउटसाइड होता है
मतलब ये लोकल लोकल मतलब या
लोकल मतलब
मतलब ये क्लाउड में मतलब प्रैक्टिकली लोकल ठीक है समझ में आया बट क्लाउड में लोकल मतलब क्या है और पब्लिक मतलब क्या है in respect to cloud means why we require this to IP what do you think
Sir, the public IP address can be accessed directly over the internet and can be assigned to any network by the ISP.
okay and private one
Sir, the private one is restricted to a particular device in the network. It is like a unique address for that particular device in that private network address. It's like a private network address for a device.
okay so this is the in general concept but the what thing happen in case of AWS obviously this concept also applicable but here in AWS why we again go with this the reason is that when we going to use when we're going to create a computer in AWS space, what happened? So suppose AWS have a data center in Mumbai. AWS have a data center in Mumbai, right? So suppose this is a data center where TVs of data are there in there. But from this data center, when you are going to create a computer, that means from that data center, you are going to acquire a logically segregated data, some parts from this used data centers, right? So this actually a computer, this 30 GB computer or 8 GB Linux computer, 30 GB Windows computer, whatever we create, that actually a logically segregated from large hardware. So the thing is that in case of AWS or any cloud space, if we want to access this virtual machine, so if we want to access this virtual machine, that actually we want to access, we are outside of this cloud space. We are in Kolkata, we want to access this computer that's situated in Mumbai. So we are the public figure respective to this computer sets. So if I want to access this computer that's available within this cloud space, within the premises of cloud, as you AWS data center, this logically segregated computer, if I want to access, we are a public respective to this Mumbai region. So we use a public IP address to access this virtual machine. And private one, obviously, suppose we create a network within this region, we are want to interconnect within this premises one with others, and to AWS it's provide their this computers all the supports, maintenance, updates. That's why they are not need to connect with a global network, they only need to connect with a private network. So using AWS private IP address, we can able to create our office own private network, or that actually for use for internal update monitoring and this all purposes. So Is it clear or have a question? Is it clear or have a question? Yes or no? Is it clear or have a question? Please respond. Yeah. Now the thing is that when we going to, so computer we already arranged. Now we want to make a VPC, virtual private cloud. So AWS actually support IPv4 and IPv6 both. So do you have an idea about this IPv4 and IPv6? Do you have an idea about IPv4 and IPv6? What is IPv4? Any idea?
No, sir.
Yes? How many bits are there in
Sir, no
IPv4? So,
idea.
no idea. So let's go with a simple search into internet. Show my IP. So if we go with the show my IP, so again I am writing modify it. And let's search this thing. So this actually the showing what actually the IP address, my computer's IP address. It's actually showing two IP address. First one that is IPv6 and second one IPv4. Before 2011, we all are using actually IPv4. And after 2011, now it introduced IPv6. IPv4 actually a 32-bit. So if you find out this IPv4, there is a 8 octets, 4 octets are there. This each of the part by separated by dot is called one octet. Why octet is a 8-bit binary numbers. Before, so this actually a IPv4, last one, 32-bit. And top one IPv6 is a 128-bit. Right. So if we go with this IPv4 and IPv6, the thing is that AWS actually go with the IPv4. And when we're going to create a network in AWS, suppose we want to create a network for hosting a 5 number of computers in AWS space, virtual space. So we at least need to create for that computer one public IP, one private IP. So at least we need to go with a 10 number of IP we require. Do you have an idea what a classful and classless IP addressing? There is just someone asking that CIDR block first up. So what actually this classless inter-domain routing, CIDR? Anyone have an idea?
No, sir, please explain.
So classful and classless. The thing is that whenever we share the information throughout the network, suppose you sending a mail to your friends. So someone residing in Kolkata, he want to send a mail to his friend who resided in Mumbai. So what we do, the thing is that the address of Mumbai we write with its pin code and we post into our local post office. Local post office staff don't aware about Mumbai street address, right? They only take a pin code. So the same thing happened in case of our internet. What happened? One is that net IP, another is that host IP. Means globally, they first find out the network IP address, then within this network, which actually host number they enter go with that. And depending upon number of required hosts, we change slash notation to specify this users. So the thing is that you may find out when you go with your IP address, you find out this thing, it's written this way. That is 192.168.1.0 slash suppose 24 is written. That means within this 32-bit, first 24-bit goes to net ID, and 24 minus 32, last 8-bit actually host ID. That much host actually possible. So 1 bit means where we can able to store 0 or 1. 8-bit means minimum value 8 number of 0, maximum value is 8 number of 1. That means 0 to 2 to the power 8, that is 256. So 0 to 255 actually, not 256, 0 to 255, we can able to count using this slash if it's a 8-bit. If 8-bit, that means 2 to the power 8 number of IP addresses are available, that is a 2 to the power 8, that is 255. So this notations actually reflect that. So actually AWS actually prefer IPv4 or IPv6 CIDR notation. So how we allocate computers in AWS? So these are clear things. In AWS, there is a services that is, okay. First I need to terminate it, otherwise it's acquire charges. Then I go with that. So AWS have network related services that is called VPC. So when we going to create our virtual space, virtual private cloud, so we need to mention this thing. So how we create VPC? Just go to create VPC options and select one VPC, write down name like a test VPC. And we need to mention this IP viewable manual input. And here we need to go with this options like a 10.0.0.0 slash 24. So that means I have 256 number of computer, but 5 actually acquired by AWS. So we have a 251 computers in my VPC, and we create this VPC. So this is an easy way to create a VPC. So we already created this VPC. So VPC means virtual private cloud. So we have a cloud space. We have a IP address like this, 10.0.0.0/24. So if you consider this actually a /24 notations, so we have a IP address that is 2 to the power. So that means we have a, so if it's written this IP address, that means we have a number of computers in this VPC. That is how we calculate. Total, we write a 32 and slash notation is 24 equals to 8, means 2 to the power 8. That means 256 number of IP address we have in our hand. But this number of IP address we have, in case of AWS, we need to segregate this IP address. One, for each computer, we need 2 IP sets. One is public, one is private. So if we want to connect, we can maximum connect actually using this IP address 128 number of computers, because we need only half. Means we one public, one private cloud. Is it clear? So if we have this slash notation 10.0.0.0/24, that means maximum we can allocate 120 number of computers. Is it clear? Or have a doubt? Ask me. Is it clear or not? This statement, if there is 10.0.0.0/24 is written, then we can able to arrange maximum 120 number of PCs. So is it clear? Please confirm everyone. Have a doubt, questions, may I need to repeat or not? Same way, if we provide another questions, if we have a IP address like a 10.0.0.0/28. So how many IP addresses are there? So 32 minus 28, that is a 4. So 2 to the power 4, which are another, so 16 number of IP addresses possible. And 16 number of IP address we need to divide into 2 parts. So 8 PC maximum we can able to accommodate. Is it clear? Although AWS also acquired some PCs, 5 number of IP address. So I don't consider this one. Is it clear? Please confirm. Yes, please respond. May I need to repeat it or not? So if you're not response, how we understand? Okay. So now IP address provided to you, can you tell me So how many computers we can allocate within this VPC if we had this kind of IP address? Can you tell me? Just provide the answer. To understand previous one, first we will find out how many IP addresses are there. Yes, let me know. Calculate it and let me know what is the value you think.
Sir, in the same way that the way you have calculated here for 24-bit net, in the same way we
Yeah,
should calculate.
same way you need to calculate and you need to find out.
Okay, sir. Then 32 minus 28 is 4. So 2 to the power 4 gives us 16. So there will be
No,
requirement
that is
8.
I am giving a question 192.168.1.0/26. So
Okay,
in
that.
that case, what happened?
Okay, sir.
So it's a very simple 32 minus 26. That is a 6. 2 to the power 6. What's the meaning of 2 to the power 6? I think it's a 64. So total 64 computers we can avail, but 64 IP addresses are there, but one public, one private. So 64 by 2, it's a 32. Is it clear? 32 computers we can able to allocate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. The same time, I see Bhattacharya already replied. So this actually a thing. So 32 IP address. But the thing is that now if we need to write the IP address of public cloud, means we half of the portions we go with the public one and rest of the portions we go with the private one. So this actually is whatever the cloud. So with this one actually a complete cloud. So main cloud service. So this is we consider as a VPC. Within that we need to divide into two clouds that actually called a sub network. So within this cloud network we have a sub network. So we need to create at least two sub networks. So that sub network IP address how goes, how we write. So we were going to divide into two parts. So what happened? 192. So subnetwork IP goes to 192.168.1.0. And now the thing is that we want to divide into two parts. So binary data, binary values, we want to divide into two parts. So the slash notation incremented by 1, that became 27. So 2 parts means 2 to the power 1 means this one. 26 plus 1 is goes to 27. So it became first subnetwork. The same way we need to define a second subnetwork. Now the question is that it goes to 0 232 goes to first one. So second one must be starting from 192.168.1.32/27. Is it clear? Please confirm. Is it clear? Yeah, clear. Now, the same way we can able to write here. So first we create the VPC. So we already create a VPC here. This VPC is what taste VPC. This is the VPC we create. Within that, we want to create a two subnets. So what are the IP address of each subnets? So let's going to create. So our VPC is 10.0.0.0/24. That means we have a computer that is 2 to the power 8 to 56. We divide by 2, 120 number of IP addresses. So when we're going to create an IP address subnetwork, we're just going to create a subnet and right here VPC, within which VPC we create a subnet, taste VPC. We want to create one public, one private subnet. So we're going to create it one public subnet. And we need to return IP address. So 10.0.0.0/25 this time. The same way we want to divide it by 2. So 2 to the power 1. So we add 24 plus 1, 25. Right? We want to create, we can able to create this subnet. Next, we want to create a private subnet again. So we want to create a private subnet. Same VPC. Private subnet. Here we need to write 10.0.0. Now this time we can't able to put 0. We need to write a 128 because 0 to 127 goes to first subnet, and then we need to write 25. So whenever we going to create this second subnet, if we make any mistake, it will not work. Suppose we write here, suppose 64. Just try it by writing 64. Is it working? It's not working. Let's check. It's showing this is error. So you must need to understand how we provide this IP address. But if we put here any value, if we write other than 98, it will not, 128, it will not work. You must need to put here 128. Right. So it's very mandatory to understand this concept. Right. So this way we create a one public. So we have a VPC that is a case VPC. Within that we have a two subnets. One public one and another private one. These are the rest of the default subnets that we don't need to consider, but we need to consider this one public, one private subnet. We can put it. Is it clear? Is it clear? So can you able to make a subnet? So let me know, can you able to make it or not? Now the question is that I have a IP address 192.168.1.0/24. I want to make a 4 subnet, 4 divisions. So what are the IP address of each of the subnets? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what are the IP address of each of the subnets? So I am waiting here. Please response. So I am waiting for your answers. So are you trying this one? The question I am providing you.
Yes, sir. Trying.
Okay, I'm waiting for this. So waiting for you, your response. I am giving you 4 to 5 minutes of time next. Otherwise, I will solve it. Okay, we wait for another 2 minutes. Otherwise, I will solve. In the meantime, if you're able to solve, please share into chat. Yeah. Anyone completed it? Okay, let's explain. So slash 24, that means 32 minus 24, that is 8. That is, we have a total computer 2 to the power 8, 256 number of computers we have. We want to make a fourth subnet, we divide it by 4. So each of the subnet, we have a 64 number of IP addresses. So we first IP address, that must be 192.168.1.0 slash notation. So we want to divide into 2. So 2 to the power 2, that means 4. 4 subnets. So 2 shift. So 24 plus 2, that is a 26. Slash notation became 26. This is the first IP address. Next one, each of the IP set, there is 64 computers. So next IP address should be start from 192.168.1.64 slash 26. Third one start from 192.168.1.128 slash 26. Fourth one should be start from 192.168.1.192 slash 26. Now check it yourself, this answer. Do you able to understand this answers or not? If you have a question, ask. So do you understand these answers? May I need to explain it again? Please write down. Do you understand? Can you explain the one again? So the given task is at 192.168. 192 slash one answers. Let's check. We are increasing every subnet addressing by 60. Yes, as it is a 4 divisions, we want to divide this subnet into 4, this cloud VPC into 4 subnet. So in this IP address, we have a 256 number of computers IP address. So we divide it by 4, then it is a 64. So I go with the 64 divisions. Right? Why 64 divisions? So first thing is that if it is a slash 24, we want to create a 4 subnet. The thing is that 2 to the power 2 divisions. That is, we increase this slash notation by 2. That is, it goes to 26. This is the first point. Second point, as it's a 24, that means there is a 256 number of computers. So if I want to divide the 4th subnet, then 256 by 4, each of the subnet we have a 64 computers. So we go with this way: 0, 64, 128, 192. Okay, this one should be 192. Is it clear or have a question? Is it clear or have a question?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. So let's give it again another thing. So can you able to solve this one? This Latin .0.0.0/24 is there. We want to divide it into 8 subnet. What are the IP address of each subnet first? Can you tell me? So I want to get response from everyone. I'll give you 5 minutes of time. I say nothing in this meantime. Yeah, someone writes, sir, my connection lost due to rain. I am present in the second half. Please mark me present. Okay, so after writing this way. So anyone able to solve this problem's solutions? Anyone get it? Yeah, anyone can find out answer? Or may I start answering? Or wait for you? What do you think? What do you prefer? May I need to show the answer, discuss the answer, or you need some time? Okay, so we got responded. First one is that 10.0.0.0 slash 26. So the thing is that first thing you go with the uh, option slash 26. The thing is that we want to divide into 8 subnet, that is 2 to the power 3 means 8. So 24 plus 3, that should be slash 27. Is it okay? As we want to divide into 8 subnet, so the slash notation should be 2 to the power 3 means 8. That is 24 plus 3, that is a 27. So first IP address should be 10.0.0.0 slash 27. Okay, so let's find out rest of the things. Let's check particular your answer for rest of the cases. So we want to divide by 8. So total 256 divided by 8, that is a 32. So what should be the next IP address? Can anyone tell me? Yeah, 10.0.0.32 slash 27. Next one. Yeah, so in this way it's going on. So Shobik responded. What about the others? So Shobik responded very well. What about the others? Do you all understand these things or need more time? Okay, I wait for 2 to 3 minutes again, and then I going to explain. I give you time. I already explained it, so let me know others are able to give the answers or not. Rest of the answers are provided or not. So may I need to show the answers or you take time and complete it? So it goes this way. Okay. Yes, Shubham Dash also writing the things, correct? So these are the options we have. And the same way, we may write it into our this cloud space, create PPC, and put this IP address at it will work. The same way. So process is exactly same. So you may try it, it will work. Right. So anyone have any questions, any doubt? So try it at your home. 10.0.0/22 divided into 4 subnet. What is the IP address? Can you tell me what happened? So what is the number of subnets? So if I divided it by 4, number of IP address each subnet. Can you able to tell me the answer? So if this 10.0.0.0/22 is there, if I want to divide into 4 subnets, so each of the subnet, how many IP addresses are there? Can you tell me?
One 28.
So how you calculate? 32 minus 22, that is 2 to the power 10. 2 to the power 10, we want to divide it by 2 to the power 2. So 2 to the power 10 minus 2, that is 2 to the power 8. That is 256. Just check it again. If it is a 22 slash notation, that is available possible IP address 32 minus 22, that is 2 to the power 10. And we want to divide into 4 subnets. So 2 to the power 10 by 2 to the power 2, that means 2 to the power 8, right? So 2 to the power 8 means 256. Clear or not? May I need to explain it again? Yes. This actually is the answer. Is it? That means 256. Now let's complete the rest of the attendance now. Ritam Saha, are you present? Ritam? Okay, as I don't go it anyway, I come.
Priya Paul present, sir.
Priya Paul. Where is Priya Paul? Yeah, you already present. Actually, who are attended, I just provide the attendance just formally. I don't.
Shreya Kundu present, sir.
Shreya Kundu already provided attendance. Present already provided.
Hello, sir.
Bolo.
Sir, Gaurav Shaw is present. I think you forgot to mark me.
Gaurav. So I just call the name. So let's check.
Yeah,
Raunak
sure.
Raj. Raunak Raj.
Present, sir.
Then Saurabh.
Abhishek present, sir.
Okay. So
So what
Gaurav,
about the names before that?
all are present. If they are present in first half. Whereas I called you second half, so I don't go. So the thing is that just check Shumana Burma. Are you present? Absent. Ujjal Kumar, absent.
Shubhankar present.
Shubhan, just
Shubhankar
check,
Roy.
just check it in this list. Do
Not
you have
here.
a name as a absent or present? I think screen
It
is
is
shared.
not here. You just need to
Okay.
go down. Yes.
Okay. Someone here missed Ishi. Who is this? Yes. Gaurav Saw. Okay. Okay.
Sir, I am present in the both the halves.
Who won? Who is?
Sir, Shoham Shah, sir, the one you are doing. Yes, I was present in both the halves.
Soham Saha. Okay. You forget to put your attendance.
So Shubhankar present.
Vankar Roy.
You have given absence, sir. Shubhankar Roy. Yes, present. Sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Ah.
Can you leave?
If you have a question, ask. Otherwise, you may leave this session. But uh, have some. We have a discussion for next 15 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Sir, Priyanka Bhattacharya present.
Priyanka Bhattacharya present.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So already it's covered 3 sessions, 4 sessions covered, 1 session left, right? Okay. So anyone have any questions regarding cloud computing? Anyone of you already experienced any of the other than AWS cloud service like Azure? Anyone work with Azure or GCP? Okay, Aishi already worked with the Google Cloud. Very good. So, what are the services you all use?
So I have just worked with the basic cloud services, managing cloud storage, creating the bucket, and putting up whatever I can files storage things on the cloud. And I have worked with the managing with the admin access, the IAM. No.
You already work with the GCP, IAM, and these other things you do. So, is it a? Do you have an account now, or it's already lapsed?
So it's actually the student account which we provide for the Google Cloud Skills Boost, the Quick Labs thing. I'm talking about that.
Okay. So the student account now still exists.
Yeah, I have a Quick Labs account. I can access GCP via the Quick Labs that is there in the Quick Labs. It's not like that I am having a personal account to host anything. So it's like
Okay.
whatever is learning content is there in the lab, I can just only implement that only.
Achha. Okay. When there's a cloud shell service they provide, using that you can able to implement it.
Yeah.
Very good. So today, do you go with the cloud network directly we discuss here? GCP also have a same concept of cloud network, and they also have a virtual machine. Do you implemented that? And hosting also with there. Means what are the things we covered today using AWS? That all services are there in GCP, like a web hostings, computer hosting, this virtual PC hostings. Everything is there.
Yeah, I'm learning upon that. They are on those kind of services. Whatever you discussed today, like creating the instance and all.
Okay.
There are certain labs even for that. I'm going through those. So just trying to, post this session, I will revise those things so that I can relate whatever is going on here.
Exactly. The same thing actually there. So every cloud service, not only GCP, there's a Azure also with there. If you have a student account, student mail ID, you have all have. Means it's a student mail ID means containing the GIS college ID you have. Then you can able to log in with your Azure also. $100 they will provide you to access. So you also parallelly go with this Azure and access it. It also be possible. Right. So that's all from my side. If you have any questions, additionally ask me. Otherwise, we last 10 minutes is the end. There is a question and sections. You may ask questions, otherwise you may.